I'm Robert Maxfield. I'm a concert and music photographer in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, and welcome to Max Concert Photography, where we talk everything concert and music photography related, and we talk a little regular photography too sometimes. Okay, the first thing you do normally is you have to copy your SD card or whatever memory card that you have over to some kind of computing device. And man, for a long time, I gotta admit it, I cheaped out and I thought all of them were alike and the same. So I bought like a half a dozen of these Insignia multi memory card readers from Best Buy, and I bet I've got half a dozen of them laying around the house, and they break. They just flat. They're slow and they break, and they're not very good. And right now, the new modern version is about $35. So every time they do that, it's a pain in the butt. So what I did is I went out and looked for a solution, and I found the SanDisk Pro, which is this one. It's aluminum. It's USB-C, and it's, believe it or not, it's probably 20-30% faster uh, than this model, which was USB 3. And the nice thing is I can plug it in. I throw it into my laptop bag because I'm traveling more than I was in the past, and plug it in and download everything to it, and I'm just fine. It also has the capability of having a docking station. I think it's a port replicator, but it's a docking station is what they call it, where it allows you to plug four of these kind of things in, so you can plug them in for every different type that you use. It has plugs for USB. It has USB-C. It has Thunderbolt. It has all kinds of connectivity, uh, DisplayPort connectivity on it. It's a little expensive. It's about $600, but I haven't decided if I need that yet or not. But let me tell you what, this thing, when you're downloading 80 mega shot files to something, it's incredibly quick and nice at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to tell you the first thing you should get right off the bat for your workflow is a really good memory card reader. I know ProGrade makes one. I got the SanDisk. I found the SanDisk on sale. These go for about $80 right now. This one I believe is discontinued because it's got compact flash, which I still use, but they're a little harder to find. But this is the thing to do if you're serious about your photography and you want to get your stuff off your camera. This is great at 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I've started traveling a lot more than I had in the past, and I have got a machine. I bought a new HP laptop that I'm using. It's basically the same thing as my workstation. It's more modern, it's faster than my workstation, got a little more memory, but I take it. I can throw it in a bag and I can take it on the road with me and do work. But I need something on it because the hard drive on it, it's SSD, but the hard drive on it is 1 terabyte, and that's not large enough to do a lot of the stuff in the work that I do. So the next workflow, number two, is you've got to have some kind of portable storage device to back your stuff up to. And what this does is this plugs directly into the laptop while I'm on the road. You can plug it into your desktops, whatever that you're working with if you're at home. And I've got a 2 terabyte here, but we also have a 5 terabyte, and they come all the way up. I've seen them 16 terabyte, whatever. They go up in price depending on what you need. But in order to get the stuff off the laptop, once you transfer it from this device, you got to transfer it to the laptop and to this device to have your backup storage. Every photographer should have all their stuff, if it's important to them, backed up to some kind of storage device, and this is where we do. Not only do we have it in a lot of cases on the SD card or the compact flash, but we take and we store it to this until we get back to the studio in order to do things. So have yourself a good portable storage device. It'll save you, and that's solution number two. Now, when we get back to home base, it's time to load up the big dog, and we've got solution number three, which is we have multiple of these, and they're called Mediasonic Pro boxes. Actually, we bought them from Amazon. It sounds strange, but it's true. And what they are is they're device enclosures, and I'm going to show you a picture of one here in a second. And they'll hold multiple up to 4 hard drives in the models that we have, and they have them all the way up, I think, to 8 hard drives. So it's typical to have 2 8 terabyte drives and 2 4 terabyte drives in one of these things, and that's where we take the storage. So once we take the storage off of this and this, we get back to home base, we put it on that device, and that archives it permanently, and that's where we do most of our major editing from. One is a workstation that has one of those boxes. Along with those boxes, sidecard next to it is a I've got on one machine, I've got a Western Digital 8 terabyte drive that we use as a working drive. And on the other machine, we've got a 6 terabyte Seagate drive that we use as a working drive also. But that's solution number 3, and I'm going to show you that box right now. This is the Mediasonic Pro box, and it holds 4 hard drives in it, and it hooks into a computer by USB 3. It comes with no drives. You have to buy the drives separately, but the box itself runs anywhere from $79 on up, and we buy them from Amazon. You can even buy them refurbished. Typically, what we'll do with the Pro box is we'll store one set of information to our workstation where we do all our editing and adjustments and things like that. And then we'll copy the same set of information over to an archival unit that has where we put everything in its original state. So we have roughly 4 copies of everything. One on an original drive, one on a backup drive, one original state, and then one on a modified state. On one machine has modified state on 2 drives, and that's part of our workflow. But if your photos are very important to you, like ours are, you want to have them backed up and secure. Also, in some cases, we'll take them off site, so they're not in the building. If we had a fire, we'd have a problem. So that's our 3 workflows: 1, 2, and 3. You know, I see a lot of people try to back up their files to an iPad or their telephone or some kind of stuff like that. And if I did that with the files that come off this camera, I'd kill my phone, or I'd kill an iPad, or it's impossible. Plus, wireless or even corded, it wouldn't be fast enough. It just wouldn't do the job. So that's one of the reasons for this video, is to show you what our workflow is, because we do deal with such massive files in our concert photography, and most of them are somewhere around 80 meg in size a piece, and it wouldn't be worth it to store them to an iPad, or I can't imagine even editing on an iPad. But we'd like to say thank you for showing up. We'll see you next week. Bye.